Before measuring any athlete's vertical jumps, a standing reach measurement must be recorded. This is done by the athlete standing side onto the vertex, feet flat on the ground and fully extending their arms and fingers. Once this is recorded, any vanes on the vertex below the athlete's standing reach measurement are to be pushed to the side. When the athlete is ready, they jump vertically as high as possible by bending their knees. When completing this jump, the athlete should not run into their jump and the takeoff should be off 2 feet. Their vertical jump score is then recorded. This is done by subtracting the athlete's standing reach measurement from their vertical jump measurement on the vertex. Example, 73 minus 23 would equal 50 centimeters. This procedure is then further repeated 2 more times. Before beginning, the athlete's weight is recorded along with a warm-up on the cycle erg. When the athlete is ready, the correct testing function is selected on the cycle erg. This is done by selecting the workout test function on the main menu, then selecting test and finally selecting power peak 6 test. Once the correct testing function is located, the athlete's weight and gender must be added to the cycle erg. This is because these measurements provide the air brake level. Once the air brake level is provided, this needs to be adjusted below the bike's handles and is done by pulling the fan forwards or backwards. Once these adjustments are finished, a 5-second countdown will be activated and then the athlete will complete the 6-second Wingate test. After the 6 seconds is up, the cycle erg will calculate the athlete's statistics including their power average and peak power. Before beginning the testing, the timing gate system and the area used must be prepared. This is done by measuring out the 35-meter running distance and placing the timing gates at each end. When the athlete is ready, they stand at one of the ends behind the timing gate system with no parts of their body in front of the system. Once they are ready to start testing, they are to run through the timing gates, which triggers the timer. When they get to the other end of the running track, the athlete is given a 10-second recovery and then runs back towards the other end of the marked area. The athlete must complete this 6 times so that 210 meters has been run. Prior to starting the beep test, using a measuring tape, mark out the beep test area by measuring 2 lines 20 meters apart. Ensure that the audio player is set up and is loud enough for the athlete to hear from each of the ends. The audio will sound like this.
Start level 1.
When the athlete is ready, they are to stand behind one of the marked areas facing the other end and begin running when the audio tells them. The athlete is to run from one end to the other each time they are signalled by the recording. They must wait for the beep in between each length. If the athlete reaches the other end after the beep has sounded, this is their warning, and they must get to the other end before the beep sounds again. Otherwise, they are eliminated. Once the athlete can no longer keep up with the beep, their test is complete. Their final score is the level and number of lengths they completed before they were unable to keep up with the audio. Prior to completing the Bronco, the area needs to be set up. This is done by placing cones at the starting point, 20 meters, 40 meters, and 60 meters in length away from the starting point. Once this is set up and the athletes are ready, they are to then line up at one of these ends of the starting cones. On go, the athletes complete a sequence of shuttles over the 20 meter, 40 meter, and 60 meter markers. This sequence counts for 1 set, and they are to complete 5 sets, or 1.2 kilometers. The aim for the athletes is to complete this Bronco as quickly as possible.